Well, in this week's DIWhy Not, my co-anchor Jennifer Abney and Lisa Smith show us how to work smarter, not harder, with some top-notch life hacks.
Welcome to this week's DIWhy Not. Joining me, our DIY guru, Lisa Smith. And so one of the things we're doing today is because I know a lot of your fans on your Facebook page ask about your life hacks and what you do to make DIY projects even simpler. Right. So today, we're going to share some of those with you.
Right. These are my favorite DIY hacks, and because I do so much painting, a lot of it revolves around how to save your paintbrushes and your paint cans from messes, and a few other things. A lot of us might have a paintbrush like this at home.
I think I have several.
Kind of like a hammer that you've let go.
So what do we do?
So what you can do is very simple. Get in my toolbox here, and I get some fabric softener.
Downy. I've never seen Downy in a toolbox, but I like it.
And you just put your hardened paintbrush in a cup of Downy overnight. And then with you,
oh wow,
it starts to loosen that paint, and then with a good scrubbing, it's good to go. So that's one of my favorites, and it really works.
Good advice.
You can also use vinegar, but Downy is much more forgiving.
And it smells good. It smells good in here right now.
Another thing is, if you're like me, and I hate to show my sins on TV, but I am a very messy painter, so sometimes my paint lids end up with a lot of paint in them. They stick, they're dripping, they're nasty. So one thing you can do to alleviate that, if you're not in a big hurry and you don't want to get started, is when you open up your paint, and this is just a jar of paint, take a good old rubber band, and you're just going to stretch it over your paint. And then when you dip your brush in, you can wipe it off on the rubber band instead of your can lid.
Very good
and your
advice.
Can lid,
and that's about a 5-cent life hack,
absolutely, right? And it is just really, it's life-changing. If you paint a lot, you don't have to pry that lid off.
Very good advice.
And then another one is if you're painting or staining and you wear a glove, which I don't often do, but if I'm staining, I will wear a glove. You can save that brush. Just take off your glove and wrap it around your brush. And there you've saved your glove, or your brush.
Okay, so I'm curious as to why we have a screw and a tape measure. I'm guessing it's not because we're measuring where that screw goes.
Right. Tape measures have a lot of neat little hidden tricks, and you may not know about them. On the end here, you'll see a little tiny opening, and that's what hooks onto your nail head or your screw if it's sticking out, and you can kind of anchor that in there and then pull it taut if you're doing it by yourself and you don't have someone to hold that.
I never knew that's why that was there.
Yeah, and another great feature is the serrated edges on this. You can use this to score.
And there you go.
And there you go.
Very cool.
You have your little measurement. And then most tape measures, this one has it for sure. This one says 3 1/4. You can lay your tape measure flat and measure, and you know that you just need to add 3 1/4 to your measurement.
Okay.
So that's a tape measure. Little tricks of the trade on a tape measure.
But we want to see, what do you do to make life a little bit easier when you're working on a DIWhy Not project? So where can people send those?
They can send them to my Facebook page, which is Salvage to Sassy.
We can't wait to see what you do, and you may actually see us share some right back here.